Hi, WhiskyJason here. Whiskey from the viewpoint of American in Germany tasting rare and exotic whiskeys. And today I think I have my very first Scottish whiskey I've done because it's a rare and exotic Scottish whiskey. Ben Bracken. Huh? You've never heard of the distillery Ben Bracken? Well, you can't. It's Lidl. So in America, some people now know Aldi, or Aldi, as my grandmother used to say. It's a discounter supermarket, and over here in Europe, and now starting also in the States, Virginia, North Carolina, also has Lidl. They actually have their own whiskeys, and this is a 40-year-old cask strength, 42.1% limited edition, one of 1,500 bottles worldwide. So you open it up, and you have this nice little cassette, and then in here you have the bottle. Unfortunately, it leaked a little bit, so that I actually tore off the little tab here, and then it actually removes also the base. I didn't even see that the first time I did this in German, and the cork. It leaked a little tiny bit, and so the glue has been dissolved here from the cork, and the cork is so loose I can just pull it out with my fingers there. This is a 40-year-old single malt Highland whiskey, limited edition, cask strength, as I said. This is, let me just make sure I put my cork back in here. This is bottle 1,358 from 1,500. Hopefully it will autofocus on that. And it's 199 euros, so about 210, 15, $20. Can you buy a 40-year-old whiskey in the States for 200 some bucks? I really don't think so. Cask strength, as I said, and this has E150 in it. Isn't that a shame? 40 years old, and it still needs coloring. All right, so on the nose, I get, basically four things. First of all, I get leather. Old armchair leather. Old law firm armchair leather that's been there for like 40 years. Second of all, I get some orange peel. Third of all, lavendel. And fourth of all, I get oak and oak and oak. What do you expect? 40 years old. It's an interesting mix. It's as if you just hit the piano and you da, and it harmonizes well with each other. That orange peel, the lavendel, the oak, the leather, a little bit of alcohol in there. It's a nice nose. It's not one of those noses, it's a little bit too much like potpourri. It's a little too fruity, a little bit too much lavendel for my personal pleasure. I would much rather prefer the Wild Turkey Diamond. I would much prefer maybe an Eagle Rare 17, which is up here, which I really, really enjoy. I would rather have the... Now I'm just showing off, to be honest. I'd rather have... I have the bottle here of Elijah Craig 23 I had someplace here. Oh, that was so good. The Parker Heritage Bottled and Bond 10th Anniversary Edition, 24 years old. That was so good. Those are all bottles that cost more than this does. Now, the Diamond costs exactly the same price in Europe. It's 199 euros. This was 199 euros. It's a Scotch, that's a bourbon, and to be very, very, very honest, I think I'd rather drink the bourbon for that price. It's good, but it's not wow. I think I'm going to give it on the nose a nice solid B. Now on the palate, the 42.1%. Oh, at the end, very nice. A lot of that wood. My control whiskey today was the Chivas Regal 18-year-old. There's that little old wood moment in there that really, really, really carries on. And this also has that, I hope, of course, 40 years old. Nice. It's a little bit almost too weak. 42.1% is cast strength after 40 years, so the Angels are not that greedy. 40 years, so probably put in the bottle was 65%. So they lost about 23% in 40 years, so less than a half, maybe one proof per year, which is not that much. In bourbon, of course, in bourbon country, you put it into the cask and actually the ABV increases, the proof increases because the Angels, due to the heat and the humidity in those warehouses, sometimes often steal the water instead of the alcohol, which is really, really weird because in Ireland and in Scotland, exactly the opposite. But even on the palate, wood, old armchair leather, orange, lavender, orange, alcohol. That's it. It's nice, but it's not wow. Mm-hmm. I'll put it up a little bit at the end. So there are a little bit of transitions in there. Comes in your mouth. It's very, very nice, but it's not here. That's here. I think blind, I'd only give it a B. I'm going to give it a B plus total though. Then a little bit of the fruitiness comes in. The alcohol is there. A little bit of the wood dies down a little bit. But then also at the end, that wood, just lovely wood, just lively orange and wood. It's like a Buffalo Trace that's been aged a very, very long time. But it's 40%, right? So it's like an Eagle Rare without that greatness of the Eagle Rare. Fairly long finish. My mouth is not dry. It's no stringency. It's just fine. But it's not wow. If I buy a 200 bottle of anything, 200 euro, $200, 200 whatever of anything, I hope to have wow. And this definitely is not wow. So I'm going to give it for the value for money a C, a solid C. Now, you can go out there, you can buy Glenfarclas, 40-year-old, you might pay around $800 for that at the moment. This is a fourth of the price, so that's amazing. Anything else you're going to get for at 40 years old, probably going to be a single grain, might also run you over $250 up to $300. So this 40-year range is almost impossible to find. One of 1,500 bottles here, just for Germany, just for the customers of Lidl, the discounter. Yeah, very, very nice. Can I say anything else? It says here, color, rich amber. E150. Nose rounded with real elegant depth of leather and lavender, vanilla, apricot. I didn't get the apricot, I'm sorry. Orange and varnished oak. Taste, varnished oak and complex antique furniture. As I said, the very, very old chair, remember? Floral notes, zesty with ground spice and tropical fruit. All right, one of 1,500 bottles. Produced and bottled by Scottish Independent Distillers Ltd, Edinburgh, Scotland. All right, 70CL. Yes, that was an interesting experience. Well, WhiskyJason here, whiskey from the viewpoint of an American in Germany, tasting rare and exotic whiskeys. The question of the day is, what was the oldest whiskey you've ever had? So this isn't even my oldest. As I said, I have a 50-year-old grain back there I've tried. Have you tried anything over 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50 years old, or even older? From whiskey. I had a friend the other day say, Jason, I gave my father a 70-year-old port. It's like, great, but I'm not talking about port. I'm talking about whiskey. So that's a little bit more difficult because of the Angel Share. All right, thank you very much for watching. Like, please subscribe. Please tell other people about this crazy American over here tasting rare and exotic whiskeys that you probably never heard of and probably will never get your hands on. Thank you very much for watching. Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays are the days I publish my videos. See you then. Bye-bye.